Deshaun Watson named the Browns Week 1 starter, and Cleveland fans are furious. Hello guys, welcome back to Gridiron Buzz Prime. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Cleveland Browns fans, buckle the hell up because the quarterback drama has officially taken another massive turn. The Cleveland Browns are naming Deshaun Watson their starting quarterback for Week 1 against the Jacksonville Jaguars, according to multiple reports. Jordan Schultz reports that Watson will get the starting job over rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders, who is expected to begin the season as the backup. And honestly, this decision is already pissing off a huge portion of the fan base. Watson had been considered the favorite throughout most of training camp, but things became much more complicated after his second preseason appearance. Watson struggled badly against the Buffalo Bills backups, completing just 5 of 12 passes for 36 yards and an interception. That performance was ugly as hell, but somehow the Browns are still handing him the keys. And what Watson said after the game may have created even more controversy. When asked about the fans booing him, Watson didn't simply brush it off. He called the reaction personal and disrespectful. Watson said, "I think the whole world knows it has nothing to do about the performance. It's a little bit more personal than that." He continued by saying he would keep what he felt about the situation between himself and his family and simply move forward. But here's the problem. Cleveland fans aren't stupid. They watch the performance, they watch the struggles, and they watch Shedeur Sanders become one of the most talked about quarterbacks in the building. So when Watson basically suggested the boos weren't about his football performance, people naturally started asking, what the hell is he talking about? Head coach Todd Monken reportedly said Watson's comments wouldn't factor into the starting quarterback decision. But outside the organization, the reaction has been brutal. On Good Morning Football, Kyle Brandt made an aggressive case for the Browns moving on from Watson entirely. Brandt argued that the Browns shouldn't want Watson as either the starter or the backup, saying that his public reaction to the fans was especially damaging after another poor performance. And let's be honest, that's a brutal indictment, because Watson isn't some inexperienced rookie trying to figure out the NFL. He's a former first-round pick. The Houston Texans selected Deshaun Watson in the first round of the 2017 NFL Draft out of Clemson. He signed a 4-year, $13.854 million rookie contract, which included a 5th-year option worth around $17.3 million for the 2021 season. Then, the Texans gave Watson a massive 4-year extension, reportedly worth up to $177 million, with $39 million per year. But everything eventually exploded. Watson requested a trade after the 2020 season and sat out the entire 2021 season while dealing with more than 24 lawsuits involving allegations of sexual misconduct. He was later suspended for 11 games. Then came the blockbuster trade. In 2022, the Texans traded Watson to the Cleveland Browns for significant draft compensation, and Cleveland immediately committed to him with a staggering 5-year, $230 million fully guaranteed contract that runs through 2026 and includes $46 million base salaries in each of the final 2 seasons. So with that kind of money, expectations weren't just high, they were astronomical, and Watson hasn't come close to consistently meeting them. In 2024, Watson appeared in only 7 games, completing 63.4% of his passes for 1,148 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Those numbers aren't exactly screaming franchise savior. Then you have Shedeur Sanders, who has quickly become a fan favorite. Sanders hasn't been perfect either. In fact, he had an unimpressive performance off the bench in the Browns' first preseason game. So this isn't some argument that Sanders has already proven he's a superstar. He hasn't. But that's precisely why this decision is so controversial. The Browns are choosing Watson despite his recent struggles, the fan backlash, and the growing excitement surrounding Sanders. Meanwhile, Dan Orlovsky on Get Up questioned how Watson could possibly win the fan base back under these circumstances. Orlovsky basically imagined the situation where Watson could have taken accountability, acknowledged the poor performance, and tried to reconnect with Cleveland fans. Instead, the whole situation became another damn controversy. And that's where Cleveland finds itself. The Browns aren't simply choosing a quarterback. They're choosing to put their enormous investment behind Deshaun Watson once again. The question is whether Watson can actually make the organization look smart. Because if he comes out in Week 1 against the Jacksonville Jaguars and struggles again, the pressure is going to become absolutely insane. And if Shedeur Sanders is sitting on the sideline while Watson throws another interception, every incomplete pass is going to bring the same question right back. Why the hell isn't Shedeur playing? For now, the decision is made. Deshaun Watson is the Browns' Week 1 starter. Shedeur Sanders is the backup. But Cleveland fans are already making their feelings crystal clear. And if Watson wants to silence the critics, he doesn't need another explanation. He needs to play football. Good football. Because the boos aren't going away just because the Browns named him QB1. So what do you guys think? Did Cleveland make the right decision choosing Deshaun Watson over Shedeur Sanders? Or did the Browns completely screw this up? Drop your opinion in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe to Gridiron Buzz Prime, and turn on notifications because this quarterback controversy is far from over.
I am shocked. I feel awful for the fans of the Cleveland Browns. I have no idea how you could witness what you witnessed in that press conference and it not be a part of your evaluation and decision. I think the world of Todd Monken. I think he's a great coach. I think the world of Andrew Berry. I think he's put together really good football teams. I have no idea how they can make this decision.
This was my original conclusion after seeing it.
Yeah.
Number one, he can't play for them again. And number two, they're surely sufficiently non-dysfunctional to know that. This is an entertainment business that relies upon individuals choosing to give up their time, their money, and their emotion. And there's a point where you are just giving your fans a double-barreled, flaming middle finger. You can't do it. You cannot have him on the field again. He doesn't want to be there. It's not good for his mental health. It's not good for your business. The interests align for different reasons.
Yeah.
He cannot play for the Browns again. They need him to get through this year on the team. If they cut him or trade him next year, 4 years of proration that they've carefully layered, boom, all goes into 1 year. It's like $90 million. So they need to keep him on the team. They just need to do with him what the Texans did with him 5 years ago. Pay him and not play him.
I root for an organization run by war criminals. How on earth did the Cleveland Browns just name Deshaun Watson the starter for Week 1? How? How do you possibly come to that conclusion unless you're the most inept organization in world history? That dude completely sucks on and off the field. He is horrible. He's garbage. This is the 5th season. I've seen this season before. It gets worse. He completely bombed at the press conference. That's a career-ending press conference, yet we gave him the keys to the fucking franchise again for the 5th year in a row. War criminals run this organization. If you were at any of the games that Deshaun Watson's playing at, boo! Boo louder! If you're booing, you're not booing loud enough. What are we doing?